Hey everyone, welcome back to some casual DOK replays here. We are going to cast the silliest rail rush that's ever been done. I thought this was just the funniest game ever, so I put it on casual replays. It's between me and Moose, but oh my gosh, you'll see what I mean. Yeah, Just Carry is kind of giving you a hint in the chat there what's going to go on here, but it's just ridiculous. Well, it is the Boneyard. I'm just doing... This is actually, I think, right after I played the finals against A-Game. In fact, let's just see what day it was. Oh man, it was Thursday of last week. Wow. It took me a long time to cast these finals. Oh well. This is actually right after I played the finals against A-Game here. I was just gonna do a couple casual games after, and Boost was able to do one. So it's a rage game. Yeah, exactly. I wanna get out my rage against the system here. So it's on the Boneyard though. He's playing Saban. I'm Galzian. Gonna go for a rail rush here because I do have the spawn for it. You guys have seen this a million times, I'm sure. Although you should remember, when I did the semifinals against Moose, he actually managed to hold one of the rail rushes in really convincing fashion and nearly hold the other one. I think he kind of had the winning position on the field, but he just kind of didn't quite control the units right. So Moose clearly knows what he's doing when it comes to beating a rail rush. So even though I think my win rate in this strategy will still be pretty positive, it's close. He can definitely win this type of thing. He does have the tricky spawn for it though, and you know how this goes with the rail rush. If I can get onto this hill, I pretty much win. And so he's going to go for SC first here. Brings that carrier up onto the second base. And he is going to be looking to get his second base just a little bit set up here with two salvagers mining and try and hold that. And if he can do that, he'll probably be in a good position. That basically means that I have the obligation to... Oh shoot, right, Just Carry. But that means that I have the obligation to defend here. You know, it's funny, we say things like this, like we say positive KD in a game like that, right? But like, your KD is never negative, right? Not unless you have negative kills. I mean, that doesn't happen, so... Kind of an interesting point there. AV Tech started for Moose here. Oh, wait a minute, AV Tech started for Moose here, what the heck? That is actually a little bit odd. I mean, normally when you're getting Rail Rush, you really don't want to be going into AVs. Don't really want to go Rails either. Yeah, Just Carry production, okay. He does see that, he's gonna flip his deck choice over to that. He does have this base runner still in tow, of course. He doesn't retire this, that's a very greedy thing to do. If you keep the base runner, that lets you use that targeting jammer to try and get some value. And I'm giving him a lot of respect here, backing away pretty quick here, but he doesn't actually have any LAVs yet, so... If I wanted to, this is actually a window where I could come in and try and pressure that main base just a little bit, but it looks like I was content to just wait for Assault Railgun Fab to come out. And then I kind of already feel like he's going for LAVs though, because I didn't see any tech yet. So I'm probably going to go for a pretty fast second PC here. Don't have the money for it yet though, that'll have to come in later. Assault Rail is coming out though, and this is a very nice thing for stalling out against these LAVs. He's not going to be able to push very easily against me here. And they can also hurt the carrier, is the interesting thing. The thing is, it used to be trickier with the Rail Rush when you had to use heavy railguns, right? Because if your opponent had just LAV spam, I mean, you might die because you had like too many heavy railguns, right? But as you can see, Assault Railguns really chunk that carrier a lot, actually. He's going to put power into the range just so that he can try and hit the Assault Railguns from further away. Here comes the base runner though. This is a bit of a telegraphed play though. I kind of know he's coming. Sure enough, there will be a targeting jammer, right? Yep, there it is. But I get some good damage on that base runner. I'm going to force it to go back to that Sport Cruiser to try and heal up. Down goes the targeting jammer. And I'm feeling pretty good about this so far. He does have rail fabrication coming up though, but I have my second PC started already. And I'll just be able to get a little bit more damage on that carrier. What I should be looking for, though, is trying to get my skims kind of slotted in over here and see if I can push off his salvagers there. Now, he's actually going to bring this carrier forward now. I really do think, though, you mentioned, like, that poor Armor 0 Saban carry. He could put power into the armor and buy a lot of time there, because that'll reduce the damage from these Assault Railguns really a lot. Like, 15 per shot, I think. He does have Railgun Fab done though, and he's starting to build them now. Well, see, that's the thing, he's got Power 1 already, so if he wanted to, he could put that... He's not using the ALMs now, right? He could just put it into the armor. Oh my gosh, it's got 8 speeds. For me, it is 9 AM. Just about. I mean, like 10 minutes short. I'm just doing one game right here, so if you want to do the code cast, we can totally do it. LAV's getting a bit of a push now. He does have armor, just one. Okay, I thought maybe he had armor 2 there, but the railguns are really facilitating this push. If I'm still up in like 7 hours, yeah, I actually can be though, so we could do it then if you want. I've got one railgun out here to try and contest his heavies, or sorry, his Soban railguns here. I do manage to get some nice damage in, but the thing is, I'm gonna have to take a long time to heal up here now. And as long as I'm back here, that means I can't really use the assault railguns like I'd like to, because anytime that they pop over the hill, they're just instantly gonna get dunked. He'll speedrun sleeping. Okay, cool. Well, I'll see you in 7 hours then, huh? That sounds fine by me. Gonna get a little greedy here, though. I haven't given this guy really enough time to heal up, so I think he'll die. Yeah, he actually is gonna go down there. It's funny, like, in that very moment, he probably should have hit mark target instead to try and get that kill, but he got it anyway, so it's fine for him. The thing is, he's gonna be feeling good about this because he's up on 2 base, right, and I'm not, so as long as he can maintain the status quo, this is a pretty good position for him. I do have a heavy rail still, so he's not gonna be able to make the push on me, and I've gotten the EMP upgrade now as well. Having this high ground is just very nice, but I do have to realize, like, if I stick here for too long, I could just die. Uh-oh. Ooh, that's a big mistake for me. I lost another heavy railgun for nothing. And I've got that EMP tech, right? So, like, losing that is really kind of a big deal. His rails also, I managed to get into this little dip here with the assault rails, so he's not going to be able to contest me at all. Targeting jammer is thrown out again defensively to try and keep these guys alive, but I think it's going to work. I've kind of got to back away and respect the zoning ability of that tool there. But he's thrown a lot of units now. Now there's maybe some possibilities of me getting back into this. EMP lands on the LAVs too. That's going to be a big deal. And I've won rail rushes just off of an EMP reveal like that. But this one's not going to be so impactful, but it is still pretty nice. Railguns for Moose starting to get a bit weak here, but he does have some more coming out. This guy, unfortunately, that assault rail is going to die before he gets a shot off. The LAVs really come in to try and commit to that kill there, and now this is a moment where I can get a lot of damage with these skims here. And this is something I often do against Soban. I'm actually going to focus that base runner really, really hard here, because I just want to get rid of it, right? I don't want that base runner to targeting jammer me again. Once that zoning tool is gone, I can be so much more ambitious with what I do here. But now Moose is going to kind of, you know, he's sort of lost the Strikecraft battle in the midfield, so he's going to use what he'd like to be sort of his ace in the hole here and just bring that carrier forward now and try and zone me off one last time off of his army. He'd like to put ALNs forward here, but he can't really do it because they'll just die to the skims, so he puts one kind of back over here, but it's not a great position to be honest. And again, he still doesn't have any power in the armor there, so he takes a lot of damage, even to assault railguns. And in fact, with the armor break off the heavy railgun, my sandskimmers can do effective damage to him as well. Is that true? No, they still can't. Maybe if I get the damage upgrades, they can now. Which, of course, I haven't even gotten ratings. That's not really on the cards just yet, but often at this timing, I start considering taking into Assault Ship Fab if I really want to continue the rail rush, but I actually have a very nice Strikecraft superiority. I feel good about that. He still has the upgrade lead, right? But I'm feeling pretty good about beating his Strikecraft with mine, so I don't think I need to flip my tech at all here. For now, he's just going into the upgrades here, trying to get damage 2 probably at some point. But he could probably sustain 3 production lines here, so getting that 3rd carry production upgrade might not be a bad idea. Fight continues here. It's still a bit stalled out on this line. Remember, I do have EMP here. But I've also teched into range calibration, which I turn on briefly there, but have to turn off. Because it doesn't look like I'm really going to be able to use it. It has a very low cooldown though, so you don't really have to worry about turning that on and off too much. Fleet cap increased for me now. Yes and no, but the thing is, like, he obviously is getting all-in right now, so to respond with sort of an all-in into LAVs is not a terrible idea. It is worth considering, though. He could go for another tech instead. By the way, very nice dodge on the EMP there. Just going to be able to avoid taking any damage from the ability, and I actually committed both of them here, so he's actually got... He's got thoughts to coming back in here, making a bit of a comeback. But you see, I'm thinking about this too, right? He's got a lot of LAVs, and I'm managing to win these trades, but he just builds them back, and because he's got the upgrade lead, I can't really fight them terribly well either. So I'm actually going to commit into a third PC, and this is why this is so silly. This is why I just had to show you this replay, because like getting 3 PCs during a rail rush is just like nonsense, right? But I actually did it, man. It's crazy. Getting these skimmer upgrades though is really going to be impactful. This is something I really need to do. So getting armor 2 here is going to be a big deal. You should note though, instead of going for his 3rd production line, he is actually going to go into AV tech. So he wants to get some other kind of tech and try and move things on from this position where they're in right now. Oh no, I'm going to lose a rail for nothing. Yeah, I really got to be a bit more aware of these guys. I might lose 2. Now this guy barely gets out. But 45 HP, he's not going to feel terribly good. If he overcommits though, again, I still have this hill here. And his railguns are going to be able to put actually pretty significant damage into this fight, but he needs to be really, really careful he doesn't just get killed by these skims here. Because if he pushes up on that hill and I get this high ground, things are going to be bad for him. 3rd PC is out as well, so I can really outproduce him now. A bit more of an even trade taken right there. Rating coming out for me as well. Obviously, Sandskimmer rating going to be a big deal here as well, because it lets me just get up on top of him a little bit faster. Railgun hits the MP just on 1 LAV, but I am going to be able to finish that guy off there. Might lose 1 on the return, though. No, not quite. So yeah, this is okay for me. And again, triple production line here. That means I am going to be building a lot faster than him, but he's actually teching into assault cruisers, which is a very, very strong counter, of course, if you didn't know, to LAVs. Or, sorry, to, well, yeah, LAVs, but just Strikecraft in general. They counter these skims really hard. And I think right now, I clearly have the Sandskimmer majority. I need to actually save up for these upgrades, because I think that at this point, like, building 3 skims will be a lot less valuable than getting damage 1. This PC can tank the damage. I'm not really too worried about that. I'm really just worried about losing the railgun here, because... Uh-oh, a guard order. Ooh. That could very easily have been a dead railgun there. But here you can see I have the numbers in a big way here. I have like 6 more than him. So I'm going to make a run for it. I have rating done. Damage 1 is actually on the way, so a little bit funny to take fights right before you get an upgrade done, but it does give me enough ground that I managed to kill off 2 railguns. And running LAV rail, you always worry about that. If your LAVs have to back up, the railguns suddenly become exposed. So, kind of scary times for Moose there. He does have Mag XL finally now. If he could save the money for like another, if he could spare the money for another support cruiser, I feel like he'd get a lot of value out of it. But Mag XL done, he now looks to move into assault cruisers, and he's got them actually on the queue here. You can't see it because the DOK replays are just really buggy, but looks like that's actually a railgun. Oh, he doesn't have anything on the queue. Oh. Oh no, he do be floating though. Okay, there we go. He finally queues up one of them. And yeah, he does have a support cruiser coming out as well. That's good. At this point, now I know this sounds crazy, but I was looking at my base and I was like, well, we're about 1,500 away from mine out, right? So he's on 2 base, I can't really stop him, but he's not managing to push out across the field either. I should just stay here until the base is mine out. So my game plan was actually to wait here until his main base mined out. And if I had the time, I may go for ref mode and try and mine off of his 3rd or something, but... You know, we did see about that when we got there. But that was actually my idea, to just mine out the bases, actually. The thing is, I'm not thinking that assault cruisers are going to come out here. I've only got 1 railgun. Like I said, I've lost a lot of these guys sillily. Sillily, is that a word? But I really just need more railguns here, because I clearly have the Strikecraft superiority. I don't need any more skims, right? I keep building them, but I don't really need them. Damage 2 is what I need, which I'm getting, and then I just need to focus on getting heavy railguns up, right? Yeah, I mean, I was really thinking about it, I'm not gonna lie. Here's the assault cruiser, though. I don't see it just yet. There it is, coming over the dune. I'm like, what the crap? All of a sudden, that takes my entire priority, because that's obviously something I've got to deal with. LEVs jump up here, though, by the way, and I can't really fight with the skims until I deal with this AC, so they're just going to absolutely melt that PC. So the PC goes down almost instantly, but he overcommits with this assault cruiser here. I let it drive up that far, hit it with the EMP, and then the skims come up. This is obviously has armor break on it, so it goes down really fast. So I managed to take out the assault cruiser, and I lost a PC for that, but it feels worth to me because all of a sudden all of these LAVs are going to be forfeit. So definitely that assault cruiser gave him a lot of value, but then he threw it away. He didn't need to do that. So that's going to be all those rails going down, of course, but all the LAVs too. Second assault cruiser pops though, so he's not out of this yet. That is still a very strong counter unit, and I need to be building railguns, you know, ASAP, right? I really want to stick around for that support cruiser, but this is risky. Yeah, I'm going to choose to back away from that. And yeah, sure, A-game. I'll do some games after this. That could be enjoyable. So yeah, heavy railguns are being built for me now. I just need to stop that AC from getting me. Otherwise, he, like, technically can push forever here, right? But he really shouldn't be just, you know, too confident in his ability to push you, because I am just going to build railguns, and I still have that EMP. Yep, there it is. That's going to stop this this AC and kind of keep him stuck out here in the field. Yeah, and he's just going to lose this one again for nothing, which is really, really unfortunate. Again, very strong counter unit to these skins, but if you don't use it right, you know, it can still die, right? This is a lot of sand skinners here, and they've got full upgrades too. Power 2 going to start teching for Moose now. He's going to do a little bit of a backstab, which I don't hate. This is not a bad idea. But he needs to deal with what's going on in his base somehow, right? For, you know, briefly he had 3 base set up, but I'm going to come up here and deny those salvagers and probably kill off the support cruiser as well. And again, I've got range calibration too, so if I can get onto this hill, I basically guaranteed win the game. Maybe it's not even going to matter though yet, because one more volley from the railguns will take out that carrier. And I do manage to win the most silly rail rush I've ever done in my entire life. Let me tell you that. 17 minutes of rail rush. That's a fun time. GG to Musa. That was a crazy freaking game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you next time.